Hello friends, Caddy here. I'm sharing with you my 24th process video for a layout titled Love. For this layout, you're going to see the beginning. You're going to be a bit confused because all this paper, I end up using none of it. I was going to use some Amy Tangerine paper, and I was going to use that photo of my son from a kite day that he had at school, a kite activity, but I don't end up using that at all. This background I created using a yellow textured cardstock, which I have it in my stash. I don't know who makes it. It has a little sticker on the back that says Dandelion, so that's the name of the paper, but I don't know who makes it. And then this is a stencil from Bowser Designs, and it's called Burst. It's a really pretty stencil. It's a 12 by 12, and then I'm just using some modeling paste and very lightly coating that. And I used some spray, but I really didn't doesn't really show. So I decided after to use this photo. This is a photo from my friend's, one of my good friends' engagement photo shoot, which we went with her out on the boat and had the photo shoot there, and we got this amazing picture with this amazing sunset. And my original idea was to use these little Maya Road frames, which you see, which are so adorable, and I want to use them, but I thought I was going to place them around the photo like that, but in the end, as you see, I ended up doing something completely different. And basically I could have edited all of this out, but you know, I mean, it was just part of the process. So I did edit out another part because I did actually start layering on the other photo that I was going to use for the kite day. So I did start layering behind that with the Amy Tangerine paper, but I did edit that out because, I mean, you know, that'll be another layout. So I cut the picture in a circle. I had to use a cup, and I'm cutting out this paper from the Dear Lizzie Serendipity collection. And then this scallop circle that you see here, I cut out on my Cameo. It cuts out that one and then a smaller one. And I'm just putting some of my mists on that. That's Lindy's Stamp Gang, and that's one of the Starburst sprays. And that one is called Fuzzy Navel Peach. And it's a really pretty, like a peachy coral color. I really like that. And then I'm just gonna pop that up. And I think it looks really pretty against that yellow. And then here I go, trying to decide what I want to do. I thought about adding vellum to the back of the photo, which was a good idea. It would have looked good. But really I didn't want to cover the stencil in the back, which I end up covering anyway, but you know, I didn't want to cover it, so that's why I didn't go with this. And that would have been cute, but I didn't do that. And then I took some of that little twine that I have, but then I scratched that completely. I do decide that I want vellum behind the photo, to kind of mat the photo in vellum, so I just fussy cut around that and just mat that on at the photo. And then this is that smaller scallop circle that I cut with my Cameo as well. And I'm loving this Heidi Swapp mat because you can just spray mist on it and you know, put paint and then just wipe it right off. So it's really, really great. It's a non-porous surface, so it's really, really good. So I just adhering the photo, and then I'm gonna adhere that smaller circle. It had broken on one of the sides, so I just left it broken. I could have, you know, reattached it or cut another one, but I left it broken and I placed it like you see there, kind of overlapping on each side, and I thought that looked cute. It was just different. And then I'm placing it. I'm not laying it flat around the photo like the actual circle. I'm just kind of putting it at an angle, so you know, it doesn't lay flat. And then I'm taking some of this gold glitter tool that I have. I used on one of my one of my last layouts, and I'm just kind of scrunching it up a bit, like you see, and it stays pretty well. You know, I just kind of scrunch it up a bit and place it around, just cutting pieces and placing them around there. And like I said, I do end up covering that, but you know, I mean, you could still kind of see the little burst rays through that, but you know, not so good. And because I did a very light coat, you know, with the modeling paste, you really can't see it too well. It's okay. I still really like how it turned out. There I go with the frames again, but I don't end up using them, not on this layout. And then I'm using some hot glue around the inner edge there, and then on the outer border. I'm gonna use some hot glue just to adhere that tool down, and you know, just little dots here and there to hold that down. And oh gosh, hot glue and I, we're not great friends. If I don't get it all over my finger, I get those little they call them the little hairs, because that's what they look like, little hairs. I get them all over the place, but yeah, that's what you see me picking at it and pulling off and putting to the side. So yeah, throw those away. And I was happy with that. I was super happy with how that came out. I was a little apprehensive to use the tool, and because sometimes, you know, too much glitter can be a little bit overwhelming, you know, which is weird to say, because I mean, I love glitter, but you know, sometimes too much of it is just, it can be a bit much, but in this case it worked out great, and it was, you know, just the right amount. So now I'm just fussing around with how I'm gonna embellish this layout, and I really didn't want to do too much embellishing, because I think, you know, just the background itself and that, you know, those scallop circle, I think it looks great. You know, I don't think, you know, it needed a ton more of embellishing. So I'm just playing around with the flowers. I have those Prima flowers, that little tub of flowers, which is great. I got that at the Joann sale, Joann.com sale not so long ago, and I got it on sale. I think it was like $7.99. You know, it was like 50% off or something. But it has so many little flowers and so many colors. And then I'm just using some gold little brats to put through the center of those. And those are those little gold that you see in the middle. And then I'm looking for another leaf, but I don't have another leaf, so I have to pull out another pack of Recollections leaves that I have. And then just putting everything away. And then I'm just kind of trying to see how I want to do this, where I want to place my flowers, if I even want flowers. It took me a while. I even had to stop and you know, and leave it and, you know, just sleep on it, because I really couldn't decide. I took a picture of that, and that's actually how my layout ended up looking. But at this point, there you go. I slept on it. This is the next morning, you know, and then it just kind of came to me. I added the flowers just as they were in that picture I took, and then I added some of this ribbon. This is just ribbon from Joann. It's like a trim, really pretty gold trim. I think I got it. I don't know if I got it in the dollar bins. Maybe I did. But yeah, it's just really, really pretty trim. So I'm just using some hot glue to adhere that to the inside of that scallop circle. And I think that just kind of added just, you know, what it needed. Like I said, I don't want to over embellish this layout. Like, I think it just, the layout itself, I think it's just fine, and doesn't need too much. So I was really, really happy with this. And then I'm just using my picture as reference, so I can place everything how I placed it, because I looked at that photo probably 17 times before I actually went to sleep last night, and and you know, just deciding if I wanted the, you know, the flowers, or I didn't want the flowers. So you know, I decide that I do, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just placing everything just as it was in my picture, and again, just using the hot glue. I don't use hot glue all that often. I know some people use it to glue their pictures down and everything, but I don't use it all that often. But yeah, it's great. It gets the job done. So I was happy with that, and then just adhering those two little, they're like copper little flowers, and you know, I just thought around the love, and then I stapled the love down, but I didn't like how the staple looked, so I just used my ATG. And then my video cut off, so I came back. And then I'm using this paper. This is just like a border that I had from the Dear Lizzie Napolitan collection. I just had that piece, and that like coral pinkish color matches my, you know, my mist perfectly. So I just cut down the yellow paper, I trimmed it down, and then I just the corners, I use my corner chomper, just because that that coral, pinky coral area on that paper is kind of, the corners are kind of rounded, so that's what you know, that's why I did that, and I think that looked great. And then I'm just trying to see if I want to add anything else to it. I take a little chipboard piece. I take this little forever. I thought about titling my layout "Love is Forever," and I actually stick that down. And I even go and I get some those little font stickers, and I put "is forever." And then after I did that, I hated it. I hated it completely. I didn't like it. I thought it just messed it up. So here I go, taking it off. And then I take it off, and it completely ruined my picture. Like, yeah, it left like the glue completely stayed on the picture. So I had to go. Thankfully, I am able to print my pictures from home. This picture I printed at home. So I went onto my computer. It was there, it was saved, because I had just printed it the night before, and I reprinted it. And I printed, actually, I had zoomed out a bit more when I originally printed it, but this one that I print now is a little bit more zoomed in, but I think it looks just fine. So it ends up looking great. So what I'm doing now is just printing it, and it printed, so I'm just using the original picture kind of as a guide to cut around it. And then I'm just gonna place that on top of that blue paper as it was before. So you'll notice the old picture was a little bit zoomed out, but it's fine. I mean, you can still see the beautiful sunset, so that's what matters. And that's it. I'm finally done. Thank you so much for watching. It was a lot of fun to make this layout. Hope you enjoyed my process video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And if you enjoy my video, please do subscribe. And any comments are always welcome. Love to hear from you guys.